Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carrie and this is my book corner. Today I'm going to do the mid-year book freakout tag. This is my first time doing it since I'm a new channel, obviously. I love watching these. I just finished watching like 10 of them in a row because everyone's just posting them, and I just love seeing what everyone's favorite books are, what they're mostly like excited to read, and all that stuff. So this is going to be my own mid-year book freakout tag. I have the questions on a piece of paper, and we will just go ahead and get started. So the first question that I have is, what is the best book you've read so far? Now, that's hard. I've read quite a few great books this year. So I have a few. The first one that came to mind right away was Soul Eater by Lily Mayne. I have heard nothing but good things about the Monster series, and I finally got the first book. I used my Christmas money to get this, and after I finished reading it, this was like my personality for like a week straight. I was finding all the art and all the stuff, anything I could get my hands on about this series. Win and Danny, chef's kiss. I just became obsessed. This is such a great book. I'm currently reading the second book, Eden, and I'm having a blast. It's taken me a while to get through it, but it's okay. It's not going anywhere. So that is definitely one of the best books I've read so far. Another one is probably the best taboo book I've read so far this year, and that's Want It by Avril Ashton. Oh my god. I'm still sad. I know, you're sick of me saying it. I'm still sad that vlog, you guys can never see it when I read this. It's perfection. I don't even know what else to say about it. Just German and Search, they are oh my god, this book was so perfect. I hate that it took me so long to read it, but I'm so glad I finally did, and this is definitely the best taboo book I read this year so far. And then the other book that stands out is a series, and that's the Hunger Games trilogy. I finally read it for the first time this year, and just amazing. I'm amazing. I understand why everyone loves this series, and I'm so glad I finally jumped on the train and read them. I have not read Sunrise on the Reaping yet, but, you know, I love this series so much. So this is definitely the best series I've read so far this year. Second question is, what has been your favorite sequel? Well, this was hard because I've read a few books that were the second, third, fourth in a series, but this one really stood out. Obey by R. Phoenix and Adara Wolf. This is the third and final book in a little trilogy that they wrote together. Knives and Maddox. I need to reread this. Knives and Maddox, I still think about them to this day. Such a good book. I wish it was like 3 times the length, but Hate to Love was done so well. Definitely recommend this series. It's so good. Question number 3. Is there a new release that you haven't read yet but are excited to? Well, one definitely is Sunrise on the Reaping that I just talked about with Hunger Games, because I devoured those 3 books. So I need to read Haymitch's story. I love him in the movies. I loved him in the books. I need his story. So I'm very excited to read his. And then another new release is The Weaver by Tiffany Roberts. They wrote the Spider's Mate trilogy, and I'm absolutely obsessed with that trilogy. So The Weaver finally came out. It was delayed a little bit. I'm okay with that. Their mental health, they needed to relax and write it slowly. Super excited to read that one. Can't wait. Okay. Number 4, what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? That's easy. Empire of the Dawn by J. Kristoff. The third and final book of the Empire of the Vampire series. It comes out in November, and I don't know how I'm going to be waiting that long still, but I can't wait for that. That is my most anticipated read. I know it's going to be 5 stars. I know he's going to completely rip my heart out, stomp on it, set it on fire, and shove it back in. He's mean. He's mean to the best characters, but in like the best way that makes you just feel all the feels. That's definitely my most anticipated release. I'm so excited. Number 5, what is your biggest surprise so far? This was tricky because I'm at the point in my reading where I pretty much pick books that I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy and love. So this one, I'd have to say, I'm only putting this one because of the trope that's in it, and that's amnesia. I've never read an amnesia trope in a romance before, but In Every Universe by Hannah Henry. She wrote the amnesia trope so well that it almost didn't feel like amnesia. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but the romance was the forefront. The relationship brewing and growing organically was definitely on the forefront. So the fact that it was amnesia, that's basically the only reason. I mean, I absolutely love this book, but just because of the amnesia, this was definitely my biggest surprise. I was surprised I loved it that much. So I'm kind of looking forward to reading other amnesia book. If you have any suggestions, drop them down below. I'm willing to try some more out. Number 6, what is your biggest disappointment so far? That's easy. The Mountain Man trilogy by Casey Cox. What else can I say? I didn't like any of those books. I didn't like any of them. Granted, technically, I only read the second 2 this year, but as a series as a whole, all 3 of them, huge disappointment. I was looking forward to them because they're super short, super quick, and they just fell flat, and I just did not enjoy them. So those were my biggest disappointment of the year so far. So number 7, a book that made you cry. I haven't really cried a lot this year with the books that I've read. So I'm just going to pick the book that I just finished reading yesterday, and that is The Goddess Of by Randy Garner. I just finished reading this on my Kindle yesterday, like I said. And like I said, I didn't really cry, but the fact that I teared up a couple times, that counts. I'm just counting that. This book, it surprised me. I guess it could be my surprise of the year, but it was so well done. And there were certain parts with the character Naya that's what made me tear up. She had such a hard life, and the way she dealt with certain events and things that were happening to her. And near the end, I mean, if you've read this, you know what part I teared up at. It was so beautifully done. So this is the book that made me cry. So there you go. Number 8, a book that made you happy. Well, that's easy. One Touch Pass by J.J. Mulder. Nate and Marcos, so stinking cute. And Marcos, if you've read this series before, you know Marcos. He's been through the ringer with his best friend Max. He deserved his happily ever after. He deserved Nate. Plain and simple. Nate is a perfect match for Marcos. And the whole book, the whole way through, I was smiling. They're so stinking adorable together. I love Nate. I actually love Nate and how he was just completely go with the flow, and he understood Marcos and on such a deep level. And Marcos was so reserved, and he thought that Nate deserved better than him, but he finally realized that no, he deserved Nate. Nate deserved the version of him that whoever he is, whatever version of himself he is that day, that's what Nate deserved. And I absolutely loved it. They were so stinking cute together. So definitely one touch pass. So cute, and I was smiling the whole time. Loved it. Loved it. Okay, number 9. What books do you want to read by the end of the year? Okay. I have 2 right here. Okay. The first one that I want to read is A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the second and final book in the saga of the Unfated, because I'm pretty sure she said this is it. The first one, A Fate Inked in Blood, 5 stars. Absolutely loved it and devoured it. And I'm super excited to continue. The first one had such good banter between the main character, and Bjorn. I just ate it up. I'm super excited for this one. I know it's going to be more, at least I'm assuming it's going to be more action-packed, and maybe not so humorous, but I can't wait to see how this all ends. I know there's going to be action. I know there's going to be drama. I know there's going to be an adventure, and I'm here for it. So, I haven't read any reviews on it yet because I don't want to get spoiled. But the fact that I loved A Fate Inked in Blood so much, I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this just as much. Hopefully more, if that's even possible. But I definitely want to read this by the end of the year. And then the other one is, I'm so embarrassed that I haven't read this yet. I've had the bookmark it. Yeah, I'm on page 28, chapter 4. A Soul to Embrace by Opal Rain. This is book 8 of the Duskwalker Brides series. If you know me, you know how much I love this series. I love Orpheus, I love Magnar, I love Nothair, I love Fauna. I love everybody so much. This one, I'm sorry if I'm yelling, but this one, it's hard for me to get into because this guy right here, the whole series, you're basically taught to hate him. Okay? He's evil. He's not good. He's not a good... And this is his love story? He's getting a happily ever after with a Duskwalker? Like, he doesn't deserve her? At least that's my feelings right now. I know. Look, I trust Opal, okay? She won't let me down. She has not let me down yet. But that's why I haven't continued with this, because I just can't wrap my mind around that I'm supposed to like him and root for him to get his own love story. But I will eventually do it, because the prequel with the Duskwalkers, mommy and daddy, comes out in like 2 days. I need to finish this before I read that one. So I need to finally read this. But have you seen... I mean, come on. It's a chonker, okay? It's freaking huge. It's like 700 pages. But definitely this one. I need to read it by the end of the year. I have to. Plain and simple. Okay. Number 10. Favorite new or new to you author. This one's tricky because most of the books I've read this year are by repeat authors that I've read. But the one that I'm going to say is, if this even counts, but I'm going to say Adara Wolf. Okay? Yes, she co-wrote this series with R. Phoenix. But I'm talking about Adara Wolf as a solo author. Okay? I am currently reading her Under His Heel series. The first book was Under His Heel. I'm reading that right now. I'm on the last book, Under His Skin, right now. I am devouring this series. And I'm taking my time reading the last book because I don't want it to end. But reading this series, I understand why she co-writes with R. Phoenix. And if you read R. Phoenix, you know she's absolutely crazy and unhinged. But reading this series by Adara Wolf, it's insane how much I love this woman's writing. And this series in particular, I can't wait to read more of her backlist, okay? This is just my first series of hers that I'm reading. It's so dark and twisty and toxic and abusive and just everything, but in a way where I am so rooting for these two guys. They deserve their own version of happiness, okay? Okay? It's hard to explain. If you've read the books, let me know what you think. But right now, I'm rooting for them, especially Alex. He's still figuring stuff out. I don't know, but yes, Adara Wolf is definitely one of my favorite new to me authors this year that I've found. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to go through her backlist, but I'm really enjoying the series right now, and she's very talented writer. All right, number 11. We're almost done. Okay. The most beautiful book you bought this year. Well, that's hard. Okay. The first would be Make Me by Alina May. I showed it in my, pretty sure it was my last video. I did a little haul at the end, and it was a signing exclusive of Make Me. I'm not going to show it again because it's 18 plus, not safe for work, very graphic. It shows everything, but that one, the naked hardcover, is gorgeous. Okay. But I also showed these in the haul, but I had to say the Empire of the Vampire and Empire of the Damned paperback sprayed edges. And yes, I already went through the whole drama with getting these, but holy crap, I'm sorry. The sprayed edges of these are absolutely gorgeous. And I love the covers. Okay, I know they're nothing special. They're the regular covers. Pretty sure these are the UK covers. Already gorgeous because, you know, a lot of the UK covers are absolutely beautiful. But yeah, these sprayed edges are drop dead gorgeous, and they're stunning. And I love having them facing out on my shelves. And there we go. That's the answer to that question. All right, almost done. New fictional crush or book boyfriend? Oh. Ronan. Okay, I'm sorry. This man. I'm sorry. I can't get over this man. Okay, yeah. If you've read this, please let me know what you think about Ronan, okay? Tell me you feel the same way about him that I do, because this man, the bravery and the resilience he has, just undone. And the ending, the man that he turns into, that's it. I rest my case, that's it. But Ronan, definitely new favorite, like, fictional crush. Okay. Any books you plan on rereading this year? Yes. There are 2 books I pretty much reread every single year without fail. One of them, please do not judge my copy of this book. This is my original copy that I've had since like middle school or high school when I first got it. So it's been through the ringer. Dawn of the Vampire by William Hill. I reread this every year and will continue to do so. This is a comfort read. I know it sounds weird. It is a vampire horror novel, but it's a comfort read. These characters, it's like a found family because it's like this group of like best friends. And I love this book. I love this book so much. And the author is so friendly and connected to his fan base. It's insane. I mean, he has fans and he literally puts their names into his books. Okay. And I'm here for it. I love it. You can tell he's such a great human being. But yeah, this book is amazing. I bought this book years ago just based on the cover. Literally, this was a cover buy. Don't judge it's so old. This is a cover buy, but I don't regret it all, and I'm super excited to reread it. I don't know when, probably when I get in a slump or maybe around Halloween, but we'll see. And then the other book I reread, I don't always. I try to reread it around my birthday, which my birthday is in December, okay? Misery by Stephen King. This is my favorite Stephen King book. Like I said, I try to reread it every year around my birthday. A couple years ago, I read it in the summer, which was different and interesting. I remember reading it outside at the fire pit, but either way, I love it. I don't want to say it hasn't aged well, but it's definitely different than what you would read, if he would have written this today. But I still love it. Again, this is a comfort read. And what I try to do every year, I read the book and then I watch the movie because I love the movie. I mean, James Caan is Paul Sheldon, okay? He's Paul Sheldon. Kathy Bates, she is Annie Wilkes. That's who I picture when I read this book. It's exactly who I picture. So definitely rereading this, and I can't wait. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the final question. Okay, number 14. How is your reading experience in 2025 compared to previous years? Ooh, okay, I like this one. This year's reading experience has not been as plentiful, okay, as previous years. As you know, I had this horrible sickness in April, and I basically didn't read one book. I was bedbound, and it was not a good time for me, okay? Physically, emotionally, mentally, everything. It was not a great time, so I didn't read. And after that, I fell into a pretty deep slump. I'm getting back into my reading. I'm reading left and right. Now, anytime you look at me, I either have a book in my hand or I have my Kindle. So I'm getting back into the swing of things. So this year has not been very plentiful, but the books I have read, they have been wonderful. Like I said earlier, The Disappointments, that Mountain Man trilogy, that's basically it. Most of the other books I've read have been great books. I've really enjoyed them. The thing about me, as I get older, I know which books that I'm going to enjoy, you know? So when I request an ARC, I'm only requesting ARCs for books I think I'm going to really enjoy, or that I've read from that author in the past that I've really enjoyed. So I know I will love, the next one. So I think that helps too. Years past, the one year I read a lot of weird books because I wanted to do an A to Z challenge. I wanted to read a book that started with each letter of the alphabet. I read some pretty crappy books, especially for Z and stuff. But this year has definitely been, besides that slump, my reading has been a lot more intentional, and I've been really loving that. If you guys understand, let me know. But it's really empowering to pick up a book and you pretty much, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to like it. You're going to enjoy your time. You're going to have a great time reading it. And I love that. So I don't take that lightly. I have read some great books this year, and I'm super excited to see the books I read for the rest of the year. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that is the end of the mid-year book freakout tag 2025 questions for my channel this year, my very first one. I had fun. I really you guys know I love talking about books, obviously. And let me know the answer to some of the questions in the comments. And also let me know if you've done this, because let me know and I will go watch your video, because I've been on a kick. You should see my YouTube history. It's just all mid-year book freakout tags, and I'm having a blast watching them. And I had a blast filming this. I cannot wait to do this again next year. So yeah, that's that. If there's nothing else, I will let you guys go, and I will see you guys in my next video, which probably will be my June reading wrap-up. Yeah, because it's June 20 something, so it'll probably be my June reading wrap-up will be my next video. So stick around for that to see what books I ended up reading for the month of June, and I will see you guys in that video. All right, bye guys.